The New York City World's Fair opened for business in 1964 for a 2-year run. I recall my parents taking me to the fair 2 times, once in 1964 and again in 1965. I have very fond memories of my visits there, and I believe that it was the fair that first sparked my interest in science, space, electronics, and the future. Well, the future is here, and thanks to today's technology, I was able to add some audio to the fair to go with the silent film footage. So enjoy.
The waiting time for the General Motors Futurama ride is only 15 minutes. There is no admission charge. This way, please.
I know, I'm looking at
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The waiting time for the General Motors Futurama ride is only 15 minutes. There is no admissions charge. This way, please.
Time for news.
This is NBC News. Michigan's Governor Romney still refuses to endorse Goldwater.
NBC Monitor News on the hour, brought to you by Menon Quinsana, the cool, painless powder that soothes away athletes' foot irritation. Here's Pauline Frederick.
GOP presidential candidate Barry Goldwater went to Michigan today preaching party unity and hoping to get the endorsement of
I remember that
Romney.
these marshmallow
But on this
structures
point,
were
he did
actually
not
concession
succeed. We have a
stands.
report. President Johnson has just ordered the FBI to make riot training available to all police departments in the United States as a result of big city rioting this past summer. President Johnson will visit all New England states on Monday except Massachusetts, making campaign stops in Connecticut, Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire. Diplomatic sources in Paris say that President Johnson may visit Europe early next year if he is re-elected, but it is conceded that nothing definite can be planned until after November the 3rd. This is Pauline Frederick, NBC News, New York.
You will be at the end of the ride.
3,000 people every hour, ladies and gentlemen, get on the Futurama ride and go through the General Motors exhibit here at the New York World's Fair.
Step up, step up, step up, step up. Keep moving all the way up. Keep moving all the way up. Keep moving all the way up, please.
If you're ever up in Middletown in Orange County and pass by or go to the Orange County Fair, you'll see where the World's Fair's street lights ended up today. These colorful square boxes are still in use at the Orange County Fair to this day.
Tape is ready to begin. The narration will be starting in 1 moment.
There I go taking a coin out of the fountain. And there's my sister and mother. Just kidding about the coin, by the way. This was the original narration which you would hear when you went on the Futuramic ride by GM. I wonder what Looney Tune thought that in the future they would suspend monorails underneath the tracks.
Welcome to Futurama 2. Welcome to a journey into the future. A journey for everyone today into the everywhere of tomorrow. Never has the world held a brighter promise of things to come, or a greater need for new resources, for the tools and machinery of power and mobility, for the building together of a road to a new life of abundance and a greater dignity for us all.
The 1964-65 New York World's Fair was the second World's Fair to be held at Flushing Meadows Park in Queens, New York in the 20th century. It opened on April 21st, 1964 for 2 6-month seasons, concluding on October 21st, 1965. The fair's theme was Peace Through Understanding. The theme center was a 12-story high stainless steel model of the Earth called Unisphere. By the time the gates closed, more than 51 million people had attended the exposition, a respectable attendance for a World's Fair, but some 20% below the projected attendance of 70 million. In the year 2004, the World's Fair is remembered as a snapshot of mid-20th century America. It represents an era best known as the Space Age, when mankind took its first steps towards space exploration, and it seemed that technology would provide the answer to all of the world's problems. Like its predecessor, the 1939 World's Fair, the 64-65 fair lost money. Most of the fair was completely demolished within 6 months following the fair's close. A handful of pavilions survived, most of them relocated to different spots in the United States. Here are a few examples. The Australian Pavilion became a ski lodge in western New York. The Wisconsin Pavilion, a radio station in Nelsville, Wisconsin. The U.S. World Tires shaped Ferris wheel, a road sign along a Detroit, Michigan interstate highway. The Carousel of Progress and the Hall of Presidents went down to Disney World in Florida.
Their elastic train-like bodies conforming to every surface character of the moon. Here are bases of communication and supply, islands of existence built to withstand the melting heat of the lunar day, the shattering cold of the lunar night. Men in space now monitor the Earth, while men on Earth are finding a whole new world of answers to the worldwide needs of man. The Earth shines more than 5 times brighter than its moon, and brighter still its oceans and its seas. A diamond brilliance draws us to a frozen shore.
Maybe it was the time, or maybe it was my age, but the World's Fair will always hold a special place in my memory.